damage in my head always sounds like light.
How it was, because I could.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone today? We've got a lot going on today, so much so that I actually had to make myself a list. I literally had to make myself a list. So there is going to be our how to manifest great grades in 7 steps lesson. We're going to go through that. We're going to go through a couple of other things. And so I'm just super psyched. We're going to hide this. We're going to hide this away because we got lots to cover today. So let's just get there. So hello. Thank you for coming. Today, we're going to sip some coffee. I do have my coffee. It is a deep freeze. It is a deep freeze here in Canada. We are cold, so I need some nice warm bevy. If you are part of the replay crew, I will make sure that there are timestamps down in the description. But if you are new here, hello, welcome. I'm Terrell, and this is Absolutely Studying. Here we chat about goal setting, study tips, organizational hacks, and anything that's going to keep your life in order and try and beat that overwhelm. So today we are going to be talking about how to manifest good grades in 7 steps. I do have to tell you a little sneak peek about a challenge I'm going to be running next month. So I'm going to be putting that up in the next little while. If you do want to hop on that challenge, make sure that you do follow me on Instagram at Absolutely Studying so you can grab the link. It's not quite out yet, so you guys are getting the super sneak peek preview, but it'll probably be out by the end of this weekend. So again, follow me on Instagram to be able to get a copy of the workbook for the challenge. It is going to be a study challenge, making those study habits that we all need to progress and get what we need to get done, build some discipline and some good habits. But let's just jump into the actual topic today, because we're going to go off on a tangent, and you know me, I will never find my way back. Here we are. So today we're going to talk about how to manifest good grades. We're going to ignore the fact that I am talking with my hands so much, because you know I can't beat that. And we're going to learn how to stop self-sabotage and manifest the grades that you deserve. So this is the study planner. You're all familiar with the study planner. Go get it, linked in the description. So is the goal setting workbook, because we are going to be talking about some setting goals today. But let's just hop on. So it can be exhausting trying to get the grades you want. Many students work so hard, but never seem to make any progress. Top students know that getting great grades is not the result of studying alone. So many factors contribute to academic success, but it's impossible to list them all in one place. But one that is almost always ignored is mindset. There is a mentality that will allow you to improve academic success that you can practice starting right now. When I talk about manifesting academic success, you might roll your eyes and believe it to be a bit strange. You might think that there's no way you can just conjure excellent grades out of thin air, and you're right. There are many steps that you must take to get the grades you want, but it all starts with mindset and allowing for the possibility of success to flow into your life. Today is about breaking down limiting beliefs and overcoming self-sabotage so that you can get the best marks possible. If you are struggling to create a comprehensive study plan, pick up our free study planner printable. It will help you to make a comprehensive plan to actually get the grades you want. Manifesting good grades requires strategy. This study tracker can provide a blueprint. Or again, we're getting ready to do a challenge, so you can also pop and maybe I will come back. If you're on the replay crew, do double check and see if the challenge is launched. I will come back and I will add a link to the new 30-day study plan challenge. I'm going to write myself a note because as soon as I leave here, as soon as I blank, it'll just be gone. Maybe even if we have a little bit of time at the end of the stream, because, work, goal setting, maybe if we have a little bit of time left over, I will give you a sneak peek at the workbook. So what is manifesting and why does it matter? Manifesting is the practice of projecting purposeful, aspirational thoughts into reality. It follows the idea that anything you can dream can become a reality. Manifesting is not magic. It is a stepwise process to pinpoint your goal or ambition and seek to attain it. This process takes both work and patience to become a reality. Some people confuse putting a goal out into the universe with manifesting. People who manifest will often do this with their goals. However, the process does not stop there. Without the follow through, putting it out into the universe will likely not get you the desired results. So, how do you manifest good grades? Now that we know a little bit more about manifesting, we can actually get started. This is a step-by-step process, and every step is crucial. So make sure to complete each one with intention. Don't skip any because they're lame or you think they're useless. This has to be completed in full for the best results. So the very first step is to get clear on what you want. The very first step is to get clear on your desired outcome. If this is your first time, you might want to start with something small. This is a great place to start if you want to get an A on your final exam or a term project. Whatever it is, get explicitly clear. Think about it long and hard and make a silent commitment to yourself that you will achieve it. Next, you need to write it down and post it somewhere you can reflect on it every day. Write down your goal in your planner or on a piece of paper. Make it bright and bold. You want to see this every day so that you can be reminded of what you're working towards. Don't be shy and hide. Don't shy away or hide from it. It is essential that this goal is kept in the forefront of your mind at all times. If you forget about it, it will be too easy to ignore it and fail. Hiding your goals is one of the most common forms of self-sabotage. It's usually linked to a fear of failure. If you don't actually try to achieve this goal, then you aren't actually failing because you've chosen not to achieve it. You can do this. It's okay to believe in yourself. Post your goal and remind yourself of it every single day of how badly you want it. Oh, the Clever Fox Planner is amazing for goal setting and tracking. It has space to keep tabs on your goals and the progress you make towards them. Having a physical planner that you can use to write down all of your goals and obligations will help you to stay accountable to them. The act of sitting down and planning your days, weeks, and even months subconsciously helps you to commit to these actions. This symbolic pledge makes it more likely that you will follow through with the required actions to achieve your goals. Side note, if you have the freebie goal setting planner down in the description, you can use that as well. It will walk you through making those goals and breaking them down and actually making an action plan. So make sure, but you already have the goal setting planner. So print it off, write that goal down, and start making that task list. The next thing you need to do if you really want to manifest these great grades, or anything for that matter, is to make room in your life for the success to grow. This step is crucial, but it's often skipped. Don't make the mistake. Instead, don't make that mistake. Instead, make room in your life for the success you're asking for. The best way to do this is to declutter. Clean off your desk, organize your binder, clean your room, or even unsubscribe from spammy emails. The clutter is blocking you and taking up space in your life. If you do have our free study planner, it does have an organization checklist if you need some help getting started. You can download that, and there is a link, of course. If you suffer from a chaotic, messy desk, try picking up a desk organizer. This will help you to have a dedicated space for everything you need. This can also take some getting used to, but it will make it much easier in the long run. Keeping an organized desk has several other benefits. You can check out that guide here. Cleaning and organizing your physical space will allow room for you to receive what you're asking for. It will also permit you more room to breathe and energy to pursue your goals. So this is important, and this step is really, really often skipped. So this is very much symbolic, and it is actually putting action to your mindset. So clearing out space, making space in your life, going and organizing clutter, going and purging stuff that you have hoarded. That's going to symbolically make space in your life. It's also going to make space in your mind. It's going to make space in your routine. And so it's an action. It's a manifestation of the actual process of making room. And that's why it's so important, not just because I want you to clean your desk, because that is you physically taking initiative to make room, and both physically and symbolically in your life, for you to move to transition your energy onto pursuing this goal. And that's why it's important. So don't skip it. Still do it, even if it's something as simple as unsubscribing from, 5 to 10 spammy emails or something like that. Make room in your life. Next is when we actually get serious. Now I want you to make a plan. So now that you know what you have to do, so now that you know what you want and you've made room to receive it, we need to understand how you will get it. Sit down and write out a detailed plan of exactly how you are going to reach your goal. Get as specific as possible. Every detail should be written down and cataloged. For example, if you want to ace your exam, write it down. What are you going to study? And list every single concept. How are you going to study each idea? When are you going to study? How often are you going to study? How long will you study each concept, and so on. It's impossible to get too detailed in this plan. The more detail you put into it, the more success you will get from it. This planning stage is vital. You need to know the exact path to take to get those grades. This step will give you the map. So this, again, is where you are actually really putting down those intentions. How is it going to come? If you want to get an A on that exam, and you just throw it out there into the universe, I want an A on this exam, and then you sleep all day and just expect the answers to fill themselves out on that bubble sheet, it's not going to happen. What needs to be done? What steps do you need to take? And then you need to trust in the fact that these steps are going to get you there. But think critically. What's going to be on that exam? Write everything down. How are you going to review that? Write everything down. How many times are you going to review it? How often are you going to go back to it? Make sure you write it down. This is going to give a path for you to receive those grades. Next, we want to stay positive. So it can be terrifying to chase your dreams. If you have visions of obtaining a 4.0 GPA or being accepted into a prestigious program, the fear only multiplies. Staying positive is essential because the negative feelings can set up shop and rot away at your prospects. I'm not saying that you have to be super upbeat and perky every single second of the day, but try to keep a positive outlook in general. Negative self-talk is a dangerous habit to dabble in. They can take over, multiply, and damage your goals. It breeds anxiety and fear, and we don't want that. So instead, try to use positive affirmations to help you look at the bright side when you're down. You have to believe that you can. I'm sorry. Coffee. You have to believe that you can achieve this goal. So even if you doubt yourself at times, tell yourself that you can do it until you believe yourself. That's the thing with positive self-talk, is that even if you don't believe it at first, if you continuously say these things to yourself over and over and over and over again, eventually your brain will be programmed to believe it. You can program your brain. You can rewire your brain and teach it that you are worth it. You are worth these great marks, and that you are able to get them. All you have to do is continue to go through the motions and tell yourself, I can totally ace that exam. I can 100% get a great grade. But you have to continue to say it to yourself over and over and over again. And when you get those thoughts about how you're going to fail or how you are going to fall flat on your face, kick them out. Just do not tolerate that. You have to tell yourself, you have to get into that mindset over and over again. I can do this. I am worth it. I am capable and able to do this. And that's what's going to rewire your brain to be able to believe it and then elevate your performance. Now, if you do have persisting depressed mood or negative plaguing thoughts, do try and check out your school's resources or your doctor and discuss some options to help. It's okay to be vulnerable it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes, and there are ways to access support when you need it. So if you do need support, if you do have regular depressed mood, constant anxiety, check with your school resources counselor or check with your physician and see if there is something clinical behind it, and see if there is something more that you can do to help you. Because if there is a clinical reason behind it, first of all, that's okay. That's not where we're going. But getting the help to help you deal with those negative, anxious thoughts is okay. Seeing a therapist, trying some medication if you need it, it's okay. And you are going to see that once they find your proper dosage, and once you start getting that help you need and it starts taking effect and taking hold in your life, you are going to see it's night and day. And once you feel normal, when you never realized that this is what normal felt, you thought that depressed mood was normal, you're going to be absolutely dumbfounded with how different it is. It's like turning on the light sometimes. So if you are having these persisting depressed moods, these persisting negative thoughts, make sure to check with your school's resources or even your doctor, because sometimes it can even just be a vitamin imbalance and stuff like that. Sometimes it's anemia or something like that, and it has a super simple fix, and you will end up with so much more energy. So just check those things out. Now, here is a very important part about manifesting, and that is to not expect exactly what you asked for to fall into your lap every single time. Sometimes what you're asking for is repackaged with a different bow. So you may not recognize it when you see it if you don't keep your eyes open. Maybe you don't get the exact mark you want on the assignment, but you end up with a fantastic participation mark, or you did great on the test. On the other hand, maybe you didn't do as well as you like in the lecture portion of the class, but you absolutely rocked the exam. Keep your eyes open for covert ways your success could be manifesting. For example, if you aim to improve your grade, How you study will often dictate what will improve. It may be that you are studying in a way that enhances your recall or practical knowledge on the subject. Just take note and adjust as needed. You also have to realize that sometimes these things balance out. So if you got a slightly lower mark than you wanted on the actual exam, but you got perfect on the participation mark, those two might balance each other out. So again, just make sure that you are checking, because maybe one of the things is because you are more prepared in class. You've been more prepared means that you are more engaged in class. But if you are preparing in a way that is reading and going over your notes and getting ahead in your reading and those kind of things, that's not necessarily going to impact your active recall, which is what your exam scores are based on, is your ability to recall and interpret and synthesize and then explain the information. But because you're so well prepared, you're still able to be really present in class. So as you can see, those two things, while they are both important and both great, they are a little bit, they don't necessarily translate to the same result, being reading ahead in class and getting ahead of the professor and being super prepared for lecture, when you're not going back and doing active recall study activities and reviewing old information and doing practice problems. It doesn't always translate to better test marks. But again, that participation mark went up, even though your test marks might have stayed the same. So if you are really intent on getting a better test mark, then you just have to adjust the process, adjust the plan a little bit so that you are incorporating more active recall and more of those review, recall, synthesize strategies, so that those test scores can also start to increase. Finally, I need you to remove limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. So don't get in your own way. If you don't open yourself up to the possibility of accepting what you asked for, you could miss out on the opportunity. One simple way is to start just accepting compliments. For example, if a professor tells you, "Good job," just say thank you. It is okay to accept the compliment. No one is going to necessarily think that you have a huge head or a big ego. It's okay just to say thank you. I worked very hard on it. Allow them to give you praise for a job well done. You do deserve praise. You are worthy of it. You don't have to say it's nothing, because it is something. Not allowing yourself to be praised or not accepting a compliment will block your success. Take it in, eat it up. You are worth it, and you can replicate that success on a larger scale. I know I just hit you with a lot of steps, and this is a process. It does take some time to work through it. So make sure to pick up my How to Manifest Good Grades workbook to keep track of that progress. It has all of the worksheets and templates that you need to create and work within your plan and work through your plan. It will help you with a little help and accountability. You will be able to see this plan through to completion. So again, as usual, all of these images here are on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me on Instagram and save this for later, you are definitely welcome to. Next time you need a short synthesized version. I think there's another graphic up here. Here we go, another graphic up here. So if you do want to save either or both of those graphics, they are on Instagram so that you can hold on to them for later. Okay, my 5 pro tips for manifesting good grades. So there are a few pointers that can help you to get the best results. These are questions that I've asked students in the past, and they definitely help with the process. So first, you still need to study. Manifesting good grades is not the same as a magic fairy flying down and changing the grades on your report card. You still need to put in the work to make this happen. Instead, Manifesting helps you open up. Instead, manifesting helps open you up to accepting the ability to get these great grades and stops you from getting in your own way. If studying is hard for you or you don't know where to begin, you can try signing up for my GPA Jumpstart program so that we can make this plan together. Next, you need to trust the process. So once you've started on this path, you have to follow it through to completion. Don't stop and second guess yourself partway through. Follow your plan all the way to completion. Try your best not to take any shortcuts or get sidetracked. There are no shortcuts to success. You have to take the stairs and you gotta put in work. So that is not the same as when I said to check your results periodically and to adjust. So again, if you see improvements in class because you're preparing for class and you don't see those same that same translation to your grades, then I'm saying add active recall to the study activities. So don't scrap the entire plan and start over. Just adjust. So it's always important to go through every month, every couple of months, every so often, periodically, and check your progress, really audit your progress so that you can make sure that the steps going forward remain the same and that you can stay on the same path to get to where you want to go. So if you need to change the type of study activities that you're doing, doubling down on those same old ones that are not necessarily working in the area that you need them to work in is not going to be beneficial. So if you are already super congenial and you already get great participation marks, but now you just notice that you're having so much more success in class because you are better prepared, you still need to make that adjustment to the active recall and just remember how you've prepared for class and still add and still behave in class and still interact in class the same way. So still come prepared, but add more active recall. But again, tweaking the plan, updating the plan, and zhuzhing the plan so that's a little bit more effective and accurate to your results is not the same as quitting. So stay on the path, stay in the process, and just make the adjustments you need, but stay on the path. Next, choose a positive affirmation to say to yourself. So it's hard to stay positive every day. I know I went on an entire side tangent about that mindset. And that is because it is hard to stay positive every single day. So if you do have trouble, try repeating some positive affirmations to yourself until you believe them. So this might feel weird or unnatural at first, but it will get easier with practice. Try it out. They don't have to be corny. Use something that resonates with you specifically. If you're having trouble with one, you can always fall back on one of your favorite sayings from your TV shows or movies. One of my favorite ones is from Grey's Anatomy. I love Grey's Anatomy. And it really helped me get through university, let me tell you. But one of the things that would help me and still does when I'm just not in the mood to be productive, and I know I have to. One of the ones is that they were always, do you want to go to bed or do you want to be a surgeon? And so that one did always help me when I was being lazy and I didn't want to go upstairs and get into my office or go sit at my desk. Like, okay, do I want to binge watch something on Netflix or do I want to graduate from university? I want to graduate from university. Okay, let me go just sit at my desk. And then I would employ the 3 small wins and just make small progress. But every once in a while, you need a positive affirmation. So choose one that resonates with you. It does not have to be corny. It can go with your attitude, your style, however you do you. Next, don't let minor setbacks get you down. So give it time. Everyone encounters bumps along the way. You will hit a minor setback, but do not give up. You might find a tricky concept or run out of time, but just keep pushing forward. Be relentless in the pursuit of your goals. Sometimes if you keep pushing through the tough bits, you will find it will get easier. Restate your intention every single day. Remind yourself every day that you are going to pass that test or whatever your goal is. It is so crucial that you say it out loud. Repeat it to yourself over and over again in the shower or whenever you have a chance. Chant your mantra. Put it out into the universe, as they say. Then it can be real. Manifesting good grades is a process and you will have to work on it. Unfortunately, there are no shortcuts, so you have to commit to the journey. This process can be applied to nearly anything in life, from choosing a career to making more money. Once you get good at manifesting, nothing can get in your way. So these are just some suggestions for success. Here we go. So again, if you need that, I talked about several of the planners in this one. The study planner, if you need to create a study plan, there is the goal setting planner that usually goes with these Friday live streams. We will get into our goal setting shortly. So if you do need to do some goal setting, there is that planner as well. I will link them both in the description below if they are not already linked there. And then again, there is the manifesting workbook and you can get that on the website. But now let's go a little bit into the goal setting because I think we have time. Okay, so if I have not already told you, because I don't do the YouTube, I just hang out here. Like the video, subscribe if you have not already. So I'm going to stop the share for now, and I am going to talk about my goals for next week. And my big goal for next week is to actually finally launch this study challenge. So it's called the Perfect Study Plan Challenge. That is where all of my energy is going this next week. So that is my goal number one. If you have your goals, make sure that you drop them in the comments, or as always, DM me on Instagram if you are too shy. I love getting those DMs because I feel like those ones are the big ones. Those are the big, almost scary ones. So this is the, I love how I write down my goal and I literally write down goal number one, goal. So goal number one is study plan challenge. So if maybe your goal, maybe one of your goals is to join my challenge, which it's going to be a 30-day challenge for the month of February, which only has 28 days. I love the irony. So we're doing the study plan challenge. And my whole reason for that, let me explain my reasoning to have a study plan challenge, a 30-day study plan challenge on a month that only has 28 days. And that is because of this. Everybody comes out of New Year's with New Year's resolutions. They have all kinds of resolutions. If you are already wanting to be good at studying, I feel that you're already going to have that on your brain. So you're already in January trying to figure out this whole study beast. And so I want to do a challenge in February because I feel that that's when people are really, really receptive to the accountability portion of a challenge. So I want to make sure that all of the students that have been struggling to build those study habits in January finally find an outlet in February where they can actually do their study plan and link up that study plan and are receptive to the accountability portion of the study plan challenge. So that is my thinking. And it just so happens that February has 28 days and I'm going to break that mold because I don't care. I'm having a 30-day challenge and a 28-day month and period. So we are going to be starting this very soon and it will end in March. So that is my thing. My goal is the study plan challenge. I want to launch it. I want to launch the Facebook group. I want to do all of it. So that is my big thing. And then I do have a couple of other smaller goals, but my whole big focus is to just get that done. So now that I've gone, I might as well show you. I'm gonna like a sneak peek, just a little bit of a peek of the study plan workbook. So, because you know how much I love my workbooks. I love to make some workbooks. So here it is. I'm gonna zoom through it real quick. It is 20 pages. Yeah, 20 pages, I believe. We've got the audit. We've got the take action. We've got setting those goals. We've got all of the tracking, all of the excitement, all of the things. So quick sneak peek. If you want to get yours, that's just a peek. So if you want to get yours, I will put a link into the description for this stream once it is actually launched. But if you do not want to miss it, make sure to head over to Instagram at Absolutely Studying, and I will be announcing it there because, you know, I love announcing things out of the blue. So yeah, I'm going to be manifesting me a successful challenge, and I would love for you to join me. So that is it for today. Happy Friday. I hope that you are going to have an amazing weekend. On Sunday, I will be actually putting together my planner. I like to transfer all of my goals into my planner later in the week. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, and I believe that's it. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, do the YouTube things. I am on here every single week. Lately, I have been live, and that's because I do not want to edit a video. I'm going to be honest. I love being accessible to you guys, and I will always have my Friday lives, but I have not been feeling the video editing. So I have been struggling with that, but I promise I will get to regular Wednesday videos soon. One day I will probably have to hire a video editor. Okay, so I am heading out. And until next week, I hope you have an amazing adventure.